top 5 best audio interfaces for podcasting. Number 5. Apogee Duet 3. This women-run company from Santa Monica, California, has been pumping out top-notch studio gear since 1985. In fact, their interfaces and analog-to-digital converters can be heard on countless hit records and be seen in professional studios across the world. While Apogee equipment is more or less designed for the music industry, it can certainly be used for podcasting, and it should be. The Apogee Duet 3 is a 2-input audio interface with world-class preamps. This interface has the best preamps on this list, hands down. Apogee equipment is touted as having a legendary sound, and we have to agree. Sound quality is number 1, but this unit's beautiful design comes in at a close second. It's compact, with scratch-resistant cover glass, and backlit with purple LED lights. Also, Duet's controller knob has a futuristic feel. With it, you can dial in playback levels and adjust microphone gain. Apogee Control 2 software. This new software gives you complete control of Duet's functions. It comes with audio processing tools that run on Duet's hardware DSP and works with both Mac and Windows. The control surface also comes in the form of an app for iPhone and iPads. The Duet Dock. The dock positions the Duet at an ergonomic angle, so you can quickly make adjustments and see your meters pumping. The dock's rear panel makes it easy to organize your cables. Coming in number 4. RodeCaster Pro. The RodeCaster Pro is maybe the most talked about audio interface in the podcast world. What makes it so exceptional? Well, it's a studio in a box. A typical mixer allows podcasters to mix audio together, whether that be dialogue, music, or SFX. The RodeCaster Pro does all that and more. It's a mixer on steroids. The RodeCaster Pro can function as a mixer, recorder, and audio interface. It'll record into your computer or onto an SD card. Users can record phone calls with it, as well as use it as an interface with Zoom, Squadcast, Riverside.fm, or other VoIP application of choice. It also has one-touch SFX pads, Bluetooth compatibility, and more. Coming in number 3. PreSonus Revelator IO24. Add power and flexibility to your podcasting setup with the PreSonus Revelator IO24. First off, it looks badass. It's black, sleek, and has digital meters on the front of it to visually track your levels. This interface comes with 2x Max-L mic preamps with plus 48-volt phantom power. The high headroom X Max Pre's can cleanly amplify the slightest of whispers. With the Revelator you can dial in your sound thanks to the onboard DSP processing tools. Start with the built-in EQ and compression presets, then tweak your voice until it sounds the way you want it. If streaming is part of your podcast strategy, the Revelator IO24 is tailored to you. With the Stream Mix feature, you can set up a mix, complete with 2 stereo loopback channels and effects. You're also able to set up a custom mix for every input and output. Not satisfied? When you purchase the PreSonus Revelator IO24, it comes with access to Studio One Artist and a collection of free plugins. It includes emulations of gear from legendary manufacturers, such as the Brainworks BX Opto Compressor, Lexicon MPXI Reverb, SPL's Attacker Plus, and much more. Since these plugins are available in AAX, VST, and AU formats, they're compatible with any DAW. With Revelator IO24, you're getting much more than a remarkable piece of hardware. Your purchase includes a collection of terrific software, including Studio One Artist, Ableton Live Lite, and the Studio Magic plugin suite. Coming in number 2. Zoom PodTrak P4. I know, the Zoom PodTrak P4 is a portable digital recorder. But it doubles as a USB audio interface, which is sick. It has some special features geared specifically toward podcasters, so we had to include it. If you need the flexibility of a 2-in-1 unit, you'll be delighted with this thing. The Zoom PodTrak P4 has 4 microphone inputs, complete with phantom power. It's also loaded with 4 headphone outputs with independent volume control, so you don't have to worry about your counterparts bitching about levels. They can get their cans dialed in on their own. Do you host a call-in show? If so, There's a TRRS jack for smartphones and a built-in mix minus for phone calls. If you don't regularly host a call-in show, you may not need this. But you never know when it might come in handy, and the other features of this unit will likely still make it a worthwhile purchase. There's also a mix minus when connecting via USB. This allows seamless connection with remote recording platforms like Riverside.fm. Last but not least are the 4 programmable sound pads. You can drop in your theme music or SFX on the fly. If you've got more of a live show or a loose show that you record with friends, these pads could be really fun to use. Coming in number 1. Focusrite Scarlett Series. Focusrite has done a great job at integrating itself into the podcast community over the last few years. They have a variety of audio interfaces in their lineup, but it's the Focusrite Scarlett series that's incredibly popular among podcasters. And for good reasons. The Scarlett interfaces start with 1 microphone input and go all the way up to 8 microphone inputs. In our opinion, it's always a good idea to buy a unit with more mic inputs than you think you'll need. That way you've got all your bases covered if you add hosts or guests to your podcast. The Scarlett series boasts Pro Performance preamps. The pre's are low in noise and really transparent. There's plenty of gain to cleanly crank up the quietest of dynamic microphones. These pre's are equipped with an added feature called Air Mode. When activated, Air Mode adds extra clarity to your recordings. The Scarlett's preamps levels also light up in changeable colors that let users know how hot their signal is. Start with green and dial in your gain until you start hitting the red.